anyone define your limits.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Rod and welcome to Impact TCG, where we cover all things Disney Lorcana. And you know I got the sweet and spicy sauce for you today. My Sapphire Steel mid-range build that I have worked on and studied so much. And I just gotta tell you, this deck just wins. This is so fun to play. It has a decent matchup against Ruby Amethyst and able to beat almost any steel variant in the game right now, and I love it so much. But before we get into it, please hit that like and that subscribe button. And also I want to announce our giveaway winner here on the channel, receiving the copies of the Cinderella Wombo combo, one of each of these cards right here. Cody Denia, congratulations, man, on being the first winner of a giveaway here on the channel. I couldn't be more excited to do this. We're gonna have several more giveaways throughout this channel's tenure, so just stay tuned. Hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment. Thank you guys so much. Now without further ado, let's look into this deck list right here. So starting off with 3 copies of Jafar. He's basically the same thing as the Cruella de Vil, the Sapphire Evasive. So you can either play that or this. This is just an out to Minnie Mouse versus Ruby Amethyst. Moving on, we got 4 copies of Prince Eric, just early board control right here. Prevents your opponent from questing, you know. Sometimes your opponent might have a copy of the Madame Snake and they'll bounce to protect whatever they quested with on turn 2, but that's okay. Prince Eric does a phenomenal job at controlling the early game board. He's immune to Teeth of Ambitions because he's at 3, so he wouldn't die to it. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Benja. This is obviously a metal call, so being able to take out, you know, cards like flutes or even books just goes a long way. Or even if you're going against another Sapphire variant, you can banish Fishbone Quill just to prevent their ramp, and that can be pretty big. Next, we got 3 copies of the Tinkerbell, just a shift target for a giant Tinkerbell. Only 3 copies of Belle. I was running 4 at first, but I always found myself inking it early game. I mean, this card is just ink early game, but late game, you know, being able to just quest for 5 and sometimes even 10 if you can get 2 on board, incredibly strong. Next, we got 3 copies of Hiram Flaversham, very standard here. Being able to banish the Pawpsicles just to draw your cards. 4 copies of Cogsworth. Now this card right here, he is the reason why other steel matchups are incredibly easy to beat. He is just so strong. Being able to give all your other characters resist +1, that resist is really strong, especially against steel. Being able to take that damage down to just 1 when they activate the grab your swords or let the storm rage on. It's just so powerful, especially late game. And if you can build a board along with this Cogsworth, it goes a very long way. 4 copies of Beast, Tragic Hero, or Emo Beast as we like to call it. One of the best cards in the game right now, you know, being able to draw 2 at the beginning of your draw phase. And if not, he is just a 7 strength beat stick, very powerful. 4 copies of our giant Tinkerbell, obvious. 4 copies of Hades, a card that just was ruining my life before I started playing this deck. Every time I play against a Sapphire variant, I would just get Hades over and over against me, and I was like, man, let me try this out. And so far, I've fallen in love with Hades. He's so good. And 3 copies of the Cinderella Stouthearted. I don't summon this character a lot, but it's very good against the mirror. Being able to put something out to combat with your opponent's Cinderella Stouthearted, you know, depending on what variant that they're playing. But it's also a very good late game card, just being able to quest for 3. 4 copies of Smash. Smash is goo. I am not playing Let the Storm Rage on. I just feel like Smash is just so much more powerful. Yeah, you can sing Let the Storm Rage on, but this just being able to do 3 against those, you know, pesky Minnie Mouses that have evasive, this is very, very strong for those purposes. Moving on to the songs, we have 2 Let It Go. Very good late game. I don't really want to see this early, so it usually just becomes ink if I do see it early. 4 Whole New World. This is what makes the deck go round and round and round. Being able to wheel and constantly just refill your hand, especially after that turn 5. If you're able to get a giant Tinkerbell off of a shift, a beast or a Cogsworth on field on turn 4, actually, this card is just gas your next turn, because you're basically, if you're able to combo this off with your Fishbone Quill early, you're basically going into your turn 5 or 6 with 8 ink, and being able to sing this with one of your 5s, so freaking good. Same thing with Grab Your Swords. Being able to sing this, then activate another right after wipes out most boards in the game right now, so that's a 4 total damage. On to our items, the very, very obvious 4 Pawpsicle and very, very standard 4 Fishbone Quill. Now, this is very important to see early game. I always want to see a Pawpsicle early game and the Fishbone Quill early game. It's just the most important card in the deck, in my opinion, just being able to ramp off of that. But this deck can indeed win if you don't see Fishbone Quill early, if you manage your resources correctly. Now, moving on to some game play. You see I opened up with 2 Hades right here, not what you want to see. So I'm pretty much just putting all this stuff back. I got the Fishbone Quill and I mulligan really, really well. I got the curve, I got the 5. This is just really good right now. So I go ahead and I activate the Pawpsicle and I pass turn. My opponent inks and he plays the Noi, but he doesn't have an item on board right now, so not really a threat. I ink a Fishbone Quill because I have one. Playing my Prince Eric, he's definitely going to be able to control the board right here. And that mouse armor right there is that's very strong with the Noi, because she's already going to get resist, and she's getting +2 resist right now, but that's okay. I ink right there and I play the Benja. Let's get rid of that. Both cards. Yeah, he inks a Noi but plays a Tiana. He's got 3 cards in hand, so I got to start thinking about, okay, how do I want to proceed here? I think I have another turn left before my opponent is able to dump their hand. So I quest with the Benja and quest with the Prince Eric, using the Pawpsicle on him to heal him, protecting him from any steel damage. Now he plays a Namari. This is an interesting tech. Haven't seen this in a while. That's okay. I draw into the Grab Your Swords, and right here I know I want to just go ahead and play the Cogsworth. Very, very important in this situation. And then I can Whole New World, refilling our hands, making him have to wait a lot longer for Tiana's ability to go into effect. And that's exactly what we're going to do next turn. You see he plays his own Cogsworth, but that's okay. And I decided to go ahead and play my Tinkerbell, because if he does for some reason get out all the cards in his hand, you know, at least I have a board. But I go ahead and I sing that Whole New World, refilling our hands, doing my thing here. I have complete control of the game right now, in my opinion, and don't know why I attacked with the Benja. That's just very bad play on my part right here. But I go ahead and I quest, pass. You can see he plays the Caterpillar, big questing body right there, and a Hercules defending the rest of his characters and his Tiana. Really, really strong move right here. Now he does activate the Strength of a Raging Fire. Doesn't do too much damage, but that's okay. the resist really helped in that situation. Well, I guess 3 damage is a lot. But I go ahead and I opt to activate the Let It Go. We want to go ahead and get rid of that Tiana just in case. And that resist is just really strong on that Tiana. It's basically resist +3 with the Cogsworth. I take out the Hercules and I take out the Cogsworth, dealing 2 damage to the Caterpillar. And I feel really good about where I am, playing another Tinkerbell, ultimately wiping his board out. And I pass turn. I feel really good right here. He plays another Tiana in the Pawpsicle, but I'm not really threatened at this point. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to be able to quest for a lot next turn, but that's okay. I rip the freaking Hades, sending that Tiana to the Inkwell, and I go ahead and quest, and I am threatening game right here, so he has to do a lot, but he doesn't have a lot, not enough at all, and I proceed to take this one to the house. Quest it on up. There we go. Moving to our next game right here. I'm actually playing a green-purple variant, so it's going to be a lot of control and decision making going on here, but that's okay. I mulligan for 5 and I open up the curve again. You just love to see it. When you see that Prince Eric, the Pawpsicle, and the Fishbone, it's amazing. And it makes it even better when you have a 5 cost character and you freaking rip the whole new world like I did. I go ahead and I ink the Belle after they ink and pass, and I play the Prince Eric, passing the turn back to them. And Prince Eric holding it down right here, preventing him from questing. I draw the Hades. Don't really want to see that early. I go ahead and ink it because it's going to get discarded off of Whole New World anyway. Totally fine with me. And the reason I don't quest right here is because he may have a fox, and I don't want my Prince Eric to get run over by the fox without really doing anything. I draw into a big Tinkerbell. That's fine. Just more ink. I go ahead and I play my beast. Very good. And I'm going to be able to sing this Whole New World next turn for free. He inks the friends on the other side, summoning a Merlin, gaining a lore, and taking out Prince Eric. That's fine. I dump my hand, and I give us both brand new hands with Whole New World. Thank you, Beast. Now I have 8 ink to freaking play with. This is really good. I know that they're not playing any crazy type of removal or anything. I mean, they could play the big Yzma, but that's just gonna give me cards. So I'm at an advantage, able to play 2 cards right here in one turn very early in the game. 8 ink this early is just stupid. You have pretty much double the ink than they have. And you can see right here, it's taking them a while to make a decision. And this is actually sped up right here, guys. So he was in deep thought right here. He didn't really know what he wanted to do. But I guess he knew that he didn't want to get me any extra cards in my hand. So he attacks the beast. Bibbidi bobbidi boo, playing the goat again. That's actually immense value, but I'm not afraid of anything right now. I go ahead and I sing that grab your swords, and I have Tinkerbell in hand to ultimately wipe the board. See, this is why I love Steel. It's just so easy, and me knowing that he's not playing any removal in a ink combination like this, I just flood the board. I don't care. Flood the freaking board. And he doesn't have enough ink to give multiple answers. But I just go ahead and I just dump my hand. I mean, everything has resist, and I'm just racing at this point. I could activate a smash to get rid of the Pascal, but not really any point. I mean, it's 1 ink, and he does shuffle back with Yzma, and I'm able to draw 2. Fine with me. I draw into a Hades, and bye-bye Yzma. This is why I freaking love Hades. And I quested on up. You see the well played there. Now moving to the next match, I'm actually playing against a Amethyst Steel variant, and gonna love to show you guys what the deck can do right here. Now here, I don't open with the Pawpsicle, but I still open up with a semblance of a curve. I got the Prince Eric and the Fishbone Quill. I go ahead and I ink a big beast. Totally fine. to Tiana right there. Not really threatening. I ink the Fishbone because I have one already. Prince Eric comes out to control the board. Of course, he still quests. Ink the Big Cindy, and I play the best card in the deck, Fishbone Quill. And I begin to ramp after this. And I go ahead and I ink the Tinkerbell. I actually think I forgot to ink the last turn, but that's okay because I have 5 ink anyway. And we're just going to summon that Cogsworth right there. And he is effectively going to sing this whole new world for me. Now, the reason I summon the Cogsworth and not the Beast is because Cogsworth is just so good against Steel. So, we're just going to do things this way. Sing it. Now, the Cogsworth can get taken out, but that's fine. I have 7 free ink to play with. I play a Beast of my own, so we're going to try to draw some more cards if he lets us. But I put out the Jafar just to have more semblance of a board presence, and he has 3 strength, so effectively able to take out most things that this deck is playing early game. Now he has a lot more characters than I do right now, but you see that double grab your swords, being able to sing that just like I said, and then hard casting it right after, that it is effectively a be prepared, you know. I mean, yeah, it takes 2 cards to do it, but it just wiped out the whole board, shifting the entire game. I have another whole new world. He's not going to be able to take out my Beast this turn, so I can really do some damage right here. Now, I am at 10 ink, so Belle can now quest for 5, and I begin to catch up. See, I'm not afraid to let my opponent get to, 10 ink. Like, it's totally fine. As you can see in this situation, I have my own 10 ink on the field right here, just whoop-de-whoop-de-doo, doing everything I want to do. Now that grab your swords was fairly decent right here. He's able to take out a Belle, and bouncing the Olaf and inking it, and playing an entire new board. But I'm going to quest with that 5. Why the freak not? And I have the Cinderella Stouthearted to just bring some pressure. And you see I'm at 12 ink right now, able to play the Stouthearted and the Cogsworth same turn. So strong, and Steel doesn't have a lot of ways to remove that, but you see he was able to use the Easema to shuffle the Cinderella back. But hey, I get to draw 2 cards. I draw into another freaking Cogsworth. I'm not afraid of what's going on right now. He is getting up in lore, so I effectively have to do something right here to clear the board. Now I could play the grab your swords, but I want to build a board and try to win next turn. So I know he's not going to be able to get 8 lore right here. He doesn't have enough ink to bounce the goat enough times, so he has to do something. The Elsa right here was really strong, but just not enough right here. And as you can see, I take the victory right there. Very fun games right now. I wasn't able to get any video footage of me going against Ruby Amethyst just because I was still in the testing phases of the deck, but I do have a few wins under that color combination here under my belt. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys like this video, please leave a comment, like, subscribe for more content like this. If you see any changes in my deck that you feel like that I need to make, please let me know down in the comments, because this is one that I'm going to be playing in real life, and I can't wait till my cards come in the mail. And Cody, don't forget to reach out to me via email or Twitter. I will leave my email and the link to my Twitter in the description of this video. Reach out to me so we can set everything up. Thank you guys for showing up for this one. And don't forget, whatever you do, wherever you go, always make an impact.